literally like screaming in my ear, I'm not gonna understand you by that.
Just being a yes man.
I used to struggle making friends. It's not a friendship because then I have to put on this facade.
So today, I wanted to talk about a topic that I think a lot of people are impacted by. And Haja, I just want to ask you first, what do you think hurts more? Friendship breakups or romantic breakups?
Ooh, I will say friendship breakup because a year and a bit ago I had one of the worst friendship breakup, and I felt that more than I've ever felt any relationship breakup.
You know what? I agree with you. My thought of it is that I find that friendship breakups hurt more because women invest a lot more emotionally into their friendships. Like I find that we tolerate a lot more in friendships because there's this fear and worry when it comes to addressing things with your friend. Like, can we actually can we actually get to a point where I can address this to you and our friendship can stay the same?
Yeah.
Can it stay intact? That's the question. That's not always the case. A lot of people are scared to even tell their friend, you made a joke and I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like women, especially women, we tend to tolerate more in our friendships than we do relationship. But I also feel like it also depends on the individual and the boundaries yourself as well. Like personally for me, like if someone was to do something, I will observe it first. I wouldn't just like to the jump be like, oh my God, girl, why did you do that? I'd be like, you know what, okay, let me try to analyze if maybe they're just in a mood or is a one-off thing, than just like saying, oh, this is how they are consistently. And like, I know some people might be scared of like losing a friend, but actually addressing those issues and having those deeper conversations is actually really, really good for friendships.
I definitely agree. And I think what actually leads to the breakdown of a lot of female friendships is this thing of just being a yes man and just being like, okay, I'm just gonna tolerate this, I'm just gonna tolerate that. And you get to a point where you tolerate so much. In my opinion, I was a chronic people pleaser. Like I would tolerate so much and then I got to a point where I just burst. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. And they're like, this is the first time the friend is hearing of this. She's thinking, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, because I remember 2 months ago you said this and you said that, and now I can't take it anymore. And now I've had to cut you off because I didn't address things when they should have been addressed.
Yeah, and like you said, obviously you weren't able to like tell them how you were feeling in that moment. So it's like, when you have like the outburst, they'll be like, wait, girl, what's going on? I feel like it's very important to understand like your friend communication style as well. And also their love language. How do they like to be communicated to? How do they like to like receive love? Because I feel like we tend to put the big focus on like relationship. Oh, what is my man like? How does he like to communicate? And forget that that's actually needed in a friendship as well. Like knowing your friend's communications. Like for me, I don't like, you cannot speak to me screaming because that's not how I speak to people. So I don't expect you to speak to me in a manner that is like, you're literally like screaming in my ear. I'm not gonna understand you by that. So like, I really feel like, you know, understanding your friends, like, communication style and also love language really does help with the friendship as well.
Yeah, like we all have that one person, we all know that one person that's just like, yeah, I'm a blunt person. I just say it how it is and you just have to toughen up. And it's like, no, you need to have a form of etiquette when you're talking to your friend. Like how can she best receive this?
No, I definitely do agree because like I'm someone that I used to struggle making friends. But then after that breakup, I actually took like a step back and fully understand myself. Not just saying, oh yeah, I broke up with that person, but it's like, what did I contribute to that breakup? Like, where did I went wrong in that breakup? So like, I feel like some people, like some friends will be like, oh my God, I want you to communicate with me every single day. But I'm so sorry, I'm not that type of friend that do that because I've gotten to understand myself that I can't call you every day. I can't be at your house every day. I can't be out with you every weekend. It's like, but if I know you need me, I'm going to be there. If I know that you're in trouble, I'm that friend to call. And that is just me. And I can't really, you know, change that because then it's like, it's not a friendship because then I have to put on this facade for us to actually be friends. Doing things that are actually not my character traits, more like to please you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think it's also this thing of like, accepting that all your friends are different. Like I think everybody expects their friend like to be the same. So for example, I was told that you need to have a friend for different things.
Damn.
So you need to have like a party friend. You need to have like a friend that like you do the business and career stuff with. And I just decided to not conform to that way of thinking. Because if you just understand that every person is a multi-dimensional person, like I can have a friend that doesn't like to go to the parties, but she also likes doing something else too that probably interests me, and we can go to do that. And whereas if I have a party friend, my party friend should have a basic level of like, we can talk about career, we can talk about business. It's about finding friends that align with you. It's okay to go through a period in your life where you're like, I need to figure out whether my friends actually still align with me. And because of that, I need to be alone. That's okay.
No, I do think that I don't really agree with the saying that you need different friends for different things, because you can actually find that in like one friend. Like for example, like if you meet someone and you be like, oh, you know what, our morals and values do align together, and then it end up being like, oh my God, I can come to her for the career advice, but she doesn't go out every weekend, but when I need her to come out, she will come out. Like, you know, I can go to her for us to do this, but I know she doesn't do it all the time, but if I need her to, she will. So I don't really believe in the saying that you need to have different friends for different things. Then it's like you're having this whole batch of like people that just have little tiny bits of what aligns with you, and it's like, wait, why do I have so many people that have into bits of what aligns with me? So I feel like you can generally find that in one person if you actually just look and understand yourself. Once you know what you're looking for, everything you're looking for literally attracts to you, if that makes sense.
Exactly. So to round this up, the people who are struggling with finding friends, they may have gone through a friendship breakup and they're like, I can't, because that was me last year. Like, I was like, how am I going to find my tribe? Where do I find my people? What advice would you give to that person?
First, I would say you really need to understand yourself, because when you do understand yourself, it's easier for you to attract people that align with you. Like, go on the solo dates, go on a solo trip. Like, you know, it doesn't mean being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. You actually learn a lot about yourself just being alone. Like, being alone is actually like solitude. Like, guys, you'll be surprised how much you learn about yourself just being alone. And also like really get to understand the difference that between people's personality and character. That makes life so much easier, because you can meet someone today, be like, oh my God, you're vibey, let's go. But then you realize, oh, they don't have no life plan. They don't have no goals in life. And then you be like, wait, I thought. And then you be like, oh, I can't be friends with you anymore. Then you'll be like, oh, wait, what? We can't be friends no more? So it's like, you really need to take your time and understand people, and also like go for things that align with you. Like, spend this time alone, understand yourself, grow. It's actually like, all those things are actually okay, and it really helps.
Don't allow yourself to be held to like previous standards that people held you to. Like, just because you want to leave that friendship group and branch out does not make you a bad person. When you're in a constant journey of evolving, it's like some people just naturally fall off the pathway of the journey, and it's okay for you to embrace that. It's okay to evolve and grow up and realize we are not aligned. Let me find friends that are more aligned with me.
You do grow apart from people. It doesn't mean I don't want to be friends. It doesn't mean that, you know, I will never speak to you. It just means that, you know, I have grown to a point is that you're not at that growth level yet. So it's like, for example, let's say you've really grown financially, and then you see your friends are like, oh, it's like, okay, we're not in the same bubble. You don't understand what I'm trying to tell you, the personal growth I'm going through. So it's like, it's actually okay for people to grow apart, and then also like accepting that is actually fine, because some people tend to be like, oh, well, she don't want to be friends with me. It's not, I don't want to be friends with you. It's just, I've grown from you. My level of growth has actually come where it's like, we can't be on the same path anymore. It doesn't mean I don't like you or I think less of you. It's just, I have outgrown you, and things like that do happen. You do outgrow people as you grow. So like, when you really understanding that is also really important. It doesn't mean, oh, I will never speak to them or we're beefing. It's just like, I've simply outgrown it, and I have no bad feelings. I have no hurt against you. It's just, we just don't align anymore. That's literally it.
Yeah, facts.